AIDA can be really applied to your business as a whole. It can also be applied individually at the micro level to each one of your videos. And that's what we're going to explain first here, is how to use the AIDA concept to structure your videos. Welcome to the One Man Show podcast, the place to be if you're looking to make video as a one-person team. I'm your host, Stephen Kwasinski. I work with coaches, consultants, and subject matter experts to record their ideas on video, establish their authority, and build their business. If that sounds like something that you're interested in, consider subscribing. We're on every platform that you could possibly think of for podcasts. We're also on YouTube. There's a video version of this podcast, so check us out there if you want to see me live and in person. Welcome to episode number 2. I'm glad you decided to check us out. If you haven't seen episode number 1, it was a crucial episode, the inaugural episode. But what I do in that episode is go over how you can experiment with video and find different niches and do a little bit of market research and see where it is that your expertise lies and how you can match that up with the current needs of the market, what people are actually looking for, and then to create video content on those subjects. So you're not just creating content, throwing it up, seeing what sticks. You're using a little bit of a methodology when it comes to creating content that actually gets in front of your target audience. So make sure you go ahead and listen to that episode and then come back to this one and listen to this one too, because what we're going to be talking about today in this episode is the marketing concept known as AIDA. Now, if you haven't heard of AIDA, you've most likely heard of a marketing funnel. And AIDA is really a way to represent what the stages of a marketing funnel actually are. So, and I don't actually even like to use the term funnel. The funnel to me seems like it's a more of a passive way to see the customer journey. So with a funnel, you've got different phases of the customer journey. And to me, it's kind of like a slide at a park where the person just kind of sits at the top and then they just slide down through the rest of the phases of your marketing funnel with you. And I'm not really a fan of that because in my mind, I know that there's an active will and a participation with the person, with the target customer, with the viewer on the other side of the screen. They have to consciously make an effort to take the next step in the journey with you. So I like to flip the funnel and think of it as stairs. And when somebody is looking for video content in particular, they see a bunch of stairs, a bunch of options, a bunch of different videos to watch. And they have to decide, okay, whose staircase am I going to start climbing up? And if you're good at using the AIDA process for your videos, then you'll make the most attractive staircase and you'll get the viewer to click on your video as opposed to somebody else's video. You'll get them to engage with your business as opposed to your competitor's business. So AIDA can be really applied to your business as a whole. It can also be applied individually at the micro level to each one of your videos. And that's what we're going to explain first here, is how to use the AIDA concept to structure your videos. And then later at the end of this episode, we'll tie that back in and how does that fit into the bigger scope of your business. But let's start here. So with AIDA, you've got 4 phases. You've got awareness, interest, desire, and action. So awareness is really that bottom part of the staircase, right? So you're looking with AIDA in the AIDA phase, you're looking to make the most attractive presentation of your video. This on YouTube works especially well. As you know, YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world behind only Google, which is, they own YouTube. So they're kind of the same company. But when you're searching for a video on YouTube, what you're actually doing is you're going into the marketplace and you're finding all these different staircases that you could possibly climb up. Now, as a marketer, if you're good at creating and driving awareness to your content, you're really going to get the person to take that step with you and climb up your staircase. Now, how does this work? Well, what does that look like? The awareness phase of your video and attracting a potential customer is, do I have a good thumbnail? Do I have a catchy title? Am I showing up even in the search results for the search term that the person is actually typing in? So awareness is really just getting in front of your target customer, your target viewer. Now, once the target customer actually decides to engage with you and click on your video, that's where they move into the interest phase of your video. So you've gotten their attention with the thumbnail and a title, and now they're in your video and you have just, I've heard it explained as little as 3 seconds, maybe as long as 10 seconds, but this is where your hook comes in your script. So when driving interest in the viewer, you really want to tell the viewer, why is it that they came to your video? And this is really falls into the bucket of knowing your target customer extremely well. And what is it that attracted them to the video in the first place? And then what can you give them in the first 10 seconds that lets them know that they're in the right place? This can be as simple as, if you're looking for XYZ, if you're looking for the best chocolate chip cookie recipe, I've got you covered. Stay tuned and stick around to the end so you can know what the secret ingredient is that makes these cookies so moist and delicious, for example. And that's a great hook because you're telling the viewer, this is why you came here. I understand why you came here. And if you stick around till the end, this is what you're going to get. And this is what you're going to know if you watch the entire piece of content here. Now, the interest phase of the video and the next phase, which is desire, they kind of play hand in hand. You're not going to get the person to the desire phase if you do not hook them in the interest phase. But once you've got them in those first 3 to 10 seconds of your video and you've hooked them, you've created a good hook, you told them why you're there or why they're there, then you've got the opportunity to deliver on your promise. So again, remember this, the concept is you will not have somebody reach the next level of your funnel if you do not have them step on the parts that came before. So you've got awareness. In order for the interest phase to be effective, you have to make them aware of you first. In order for the desire phase to be effective, you have to interest them first. And desire really also plays back into awareness, because with desire, you're really explaining further why is it that the person came to your video and what you're going to deliver, and then delivering on that promise. So they clicked on your video, the viewer clicked on that video thinking, okay, I'm going to get a really good chocolate chip cookie recipe. And then in desire, you're explaining the chocolate chip cookie recipe and further building trust with the person who came to your video, and building that desire to bake the chocolate chip cookie that they thought they were going to get when they clicked on your video in the first place. So desire is really building up their want, their desire to continue on this journey with you. So now what's the last step of this staircase? It's the action phase. So you may have heard the term call to action. The action phase is really, again, it's an active part on your end as the marketer, because you're still inviting the person along that journey with you. But they also have to take that step. But how can they take the step? If you got them really interested in what you're doing and built that desire up, then the action step is, okay, well, what can I do with you further? Whether that's, watching another video or taking them off platform, off of YouTube, and going to your website to engage with you further that way. You have to physically and explicitly say to the person, if you liked this video, you might like this one here. And then, another video pops up on the screen that's related to the content they just watched, and they have the opportunity then there to click that video and continue engaging with you on your YouTube channel. Or if you like this information, this is an example of a call to action in your script. If you like this information and you want to find out if you want the written recipe, I've included a link in the description. Go ahead and click that. You're also going to get, XYZ bonus on my website if you go ahead and check it out there. So you can invite the person with you on that journey by explicitly saying, this is what you can do to go further with me. And that's really what AIDA is on a basic video level. If you look at it in a microscope and you for each individual video, AIDA is really the awareness that you've driven and gotten in front of your target audience, the interest that you've cultivated within them to tell them this is why you're here, this is what you're going to get if you stick around and watch the video, the desire by delivering on what it is that you promised to give the person once they did decide to stick around, and then the action. What can they do next? What can they do to further engage with you? And that's how you drive your marketing in each individual video. Now, not just for each individual video does this work, but this also works on a bigger picture level. If you're trying to get people to engage with your business further by watching a video and then taking the next step with you. Well, the awareness phase is really my video content is available and you watched it and you've clicked the call to action and you've gone over to my website. So now at this point, you still have to drive interest once the customer is on your website. You still have to get them to desire what it is that you're offering on your website. You still have to explicitly tell them on your website, well, this is how you can take the next steps with me. So take that AIDA concept, put it into practice, create a few videos using that staircase analogy and thinking, okay, how do I get in front of my target viewer? How do I hook them with interest? How do I deliver on what it is that they're looking for? And then what can they do next to continue engaging with me further? And that's AIDA in a nutshell. We could go into each individual phase and explain how each of those phases work in video. I want to keep this high level for now and just give you an overview and explain this is what marketing looks like, and this is how it relates to the customer journey and how you can structure your video content to invite people to take the next steps with you. That's going to be it for episode number 2 of the One Man Show. Remember, keep people interested in what you're doing by putting yourself out there, getting in front of people. You might not get traction right away, but it's by that consistency and by putting yourself out there more and more and more that you're going to have the opportunities and the at-bats and the opportunities for people to engage with you in your business and your brand. So thank you for tuning in to the One Man Show. I'm going to see you on episode number 3. Not exactly sure what we're going to talk about yet, but I guarantee you it's going to be helpful for you to use video to build your business, get more clients, get in front of your target audience, and just be a wonderful expert that everybody knows and loves. So see you on episode number 3. Thanks again for tuning into the One Man Show.